Hello and welcome. I'm Alan, and today we're going to delve a little into American politics. I know I've promised before not to get too political on this channel, but this is something I feel that needs to be known if you're an American and you're out to vote or who you support. Um, and that is, I'm hoping to make this into a series, but it's dealing with the largest donors. Well, technically, I guess it would, yeah, the largest donors for each member of Congress's um, campaigns. And this, as always, since I'm looking down at them, I have my notes that I've kind of written down here. Let's kind of jump into it here. I wanted to say this before we start listing off politicians. In an age of modern politics, it feels very Gilded Age because there is so much ownership of American politics by the rich and the corporations. Um, both sides guilty of it. So I'm not picking a side. This is just pure listed information. As always, I'll try to list the sources. But yeah, it just feels like we're in a second Gilded Age in the US. And it really needs to come to an end. We need a new Roosevelt's or, anybody else who really put the screws to the rich and the corporations because they screwed this country up once before and they're trying to do it again. So, but with that said, let's get into this information here. And basically, just so there's no biases or anything, I just went in alphabetical order. So, first first person we have is Ralph Abraham. He's a 64-year-old representative from the 5th District of Louisiana. He is a Republican in the House of Representatives. Now remember, the House has 435 members, so it'll take a while to go through all 435. The Senate having only 100. But Ralph Abraham is a Republican in the House of Representatives from the 5th District of Louisiana. Um, before he became a representative, he was formerly a doctor of family medicine, and he's serving his third term in office. So in the House every 2 years. So this is his starting his third term, because he was elected for the third time in 2018. So, um, he's in the House. He's on the committees of Agriculture, the Committee for Armed Services, and the Committee for Science, Space, and Technology. The top 5 individual donors is Acadian Companies, which donated $16,900 to him. And let's see, Acadian Companies is a collection of companies that include Acadian Ambulance Service, Acadian Total Security, um, AirMed Services, Executive Aircraft Charter Service, National Emergency Medical Services Academy, and Safety Management Systems. So that was his top individual donator, was that company. Next is Madden Contracting. Madden Contracting donated $16,200. And they are a construction company with 14 locations along the Louisiana and Texas border. They also own Longview Asphalt Incorporated. So, third, you have the American Society of Anesthesiologists. They donated $12,500, and they're pretty self-explanatory. They're a society for and to forward American anesthesiologists. So, I hate that combination of the S and the th sound. So, yeah. Anyway, fourth, we have a company called Central Management. They donated $11,800, and Central Management is a real estate company. That's all I could really kind of bring up on them. And lastly, CenturyLink, who donated $10,550. CenturyLink is a telecommunications company based in Louisiana, but serves residential, business, government, and wholesale customers in 37 states. So yeah, those are the top 5 individual donations by company or person. So, or organization. Sometimes there are organizations that are top donors. So now, as far as the top 5 industries he's getting donations from, number 1 is health professionals, $85,400. Now remember, he was a doctor before he became a representative in the House. So he's fairly familiar with medicine. So that makes perfect sense. As does his number one individual donator, Acadian, who runs ambulance services, EMS training, and so on. So that makes perfect sense. Um, Number two, as far as industry donors, crop production and basic processing. That makes sense as well, since he's on the House Committee for Agriculture. So, um, and that industry donated 81,600. Number three is agricultural services and products, um, which that industry donated 36,250. And again, it makes sense since he's on the House Committee for Agriculture. Number four is general contractors. And all general contractors donated $30,900. And lastly, number five is leadership PACs, political action committees. And leadership PACs donated 30,500. And that is Ralph Abraham. Nothing real out of the ordinary or surprising. Kind of disappointed in serving CenturyLink, especially considering how all these telecommunications companies work to remove net neutrality. They did. You can't act like you didn't. But still, the rest of them seem pretty normal and reasonable. The next person we have is Alma Adams. She's 72-year-old and she represents the 12th district of North Carolina. She is a Democrat in the House of U.S. Representatives, and this is her third term in office. Before becoming a House representative, um, she was a former representative in the state of North Carolina for the state government. Um, so the House committee she is on is agriculture as well, education and the workforce is the two she's on. So her top five individual donors are the Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Union, which again is pretty self-explanatory. They represent sheet metal workers, people in the airline industries, in the rail industry, um, and other transportation industries. That union donated 12,500. Her second donor, the second biggest donor, is the Congressional Black Caucus PAC. And that is a political action committee to support current African American Congress members and elect future African Americans to Congress. They donated $12,000. Her third biggest individual donor is Atrium Health. And Atrium Health is a not-for-profit hospital network that operates in North and South Carolina, and they donated $10,500. At number 4, we have the American Crystal Sugar Corporation, and they are a national producer of sugar based in Minnesota. So they donated 10,000 to her. Finally, we have at number 5 for her top individual donors, the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, which is the largest trade union for public employees in the United States. And they donated $10,000. So, besides perhaps the American Crystal Sugar Corporation, which I guess you could argue because she's on the House Committee for Agriculture, sugarcane, and so on. But otherwise, all of them seem all right. Her top 5 industry donors. So these are the top 5 industries she got donations from. Number 1, public sector unions. And they donated 47,000 to her. Number 2, industrial unions. And they donated 36,000 to her. Number 3, building trade unions. And they donated 32,500. So a lot of backing by the unions. Number 4, health professionals, and they donated 29,680. And number 5 industry is commercial banks, which I have to question, but they donated 24,550. So yeah. That brings us to our third member of Congress we want to talk about, and his name is Robert B. Aderholt. He's 53-year-old and serves the 4th District of Alabama in the House of Representatives. He is a Republican, and he's serving his 12th term. Let me repeat that. His 12th term. Now, before going into the House, he was a former municipal judge and gubernatorial aide. Uh, the committees he is on in the House is only one, the Committee for Appropriations. Now, his top 5 donors individually. Number 1, McWane Incorporated, one of the world's largest manufacturers of ironworkers and plumbing uh, products. Sorry, McWane Incorporated is one of the world's largest manufacturers of iron waterworks and plumbing products, and one of America's largest privately owned companies. They donated 28,000 to him. Number 2, Maynard Cooper and Gell. They are a national law firm based in Birmingham, Alabama, with offices in California, New York City, and Washington, D.C. They donated 22,660. Number 3, Northrop Grumman, a global aerospace and defense technology company based in Falls Church, Virginia, and one of the largest arms traders in the world. I'm saying nothing about it, but that's who it was. They donated 19,500 to him. Number 4, Southern Company, an American gas and electric company based in Atlanta, Georgia, with executive offices in Birmingham, Alabama. They donated 18,500. And his 5th largest individual donation is from Altria Group, which is one of the largest producers of tobacco worldwide and marketer of tobacco worldwide. It's based in Henrico County, Virginia. They donated 12,500. Now, as far as the top 5 industries to donate to him, crop production and basic processing, they donated $90,205 as an industry. Lawyers and law firms, that industry donated 61,664. Defense electronics donated 58,700. Building materials and equipment, 57,475. And number 5, defense aerospace, that industry donated $56,105. So, yeah, I can understand some of the companies based in Alabama, but some of them, why? You just want the appropriations? Our fourth politician on the list, Pete Aguilar. He's 39-year-old, by far the youngest of the ones we're going over, at least in this particular video. And he serves the 31st District of California in the House of Representatives. He is a Democrat, and he's serving his third term. Before he went into the House, he was the former mayor of Redlands, California, as well as a member of the city council for Redlands, California. Now, House committees he's on: Appropriations, Armed Services. Now, his top 5 individual donors: Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney, a U.S. law firm and lobby group based out of Pittsburgh. They donated $21,600. I hate when law firms do all this donating to politicians. It just feels slimy for some reason. Again, Northrop Grumman is his number 2, a global aerospace and defense technology company based in Falls Church, Virginia, and one of the largest arms traders in the world. They donated $20,036. Number 3, Teleque. No, Teleque. My apologies. I wrote that down wrong, but it's Teleque, which is actually one I have to commend him on taking donations from, which Teleque stands for the East Los Angeles Community Union, and it is a nonprofit community development corporation that services disadvantaged communities in East Los Angeles. And it donated $13,500. Number 4, Edison International, a public utility holding company that produces energy based in Rosemead, California. They donated $13,155. And his number 5 on individual donations, Latham & Watkins, an American law firm headquartered in Los Angeles, California. It's the world's second highest grossing law firm. Think about that. The second highest grossing law firm. They donated $11,700. Now, the top 5 industries that donated to him. Number 1, Democratic liberal groups. And this is where numbers get ridiculous, as if they weren't already. They donated $221,227. Number 2 of industries is lawyers and law firms, which donated $151,209. Number 3 of industries is real estate. They donated $142,226. Number 4, health professionals, $74,900. And number 5, defense aerospace, $67,591. Now, number 5 on my list, the last one for this particular video, because like I said, I'll try to make this into a series for Americans who are looking to vote, and if there's anybody else from other countries who are interested in how corrupt our politicians are. I'm sure there's corrupt politicians in other countries, but honestly, if we want to call ourselves the greatest country in the world, we can't have this kind of corruption going on. But number 5, Lamar Alexander. He's 78-year-old, and he's a senator from Tennessee. First senator on our list. The previous 4 were all members of the House of Representatives. Senators serve 6-year terms instead of the 2-year terms. So, he is Republican, and he's serving his 3rd term, and he announced he will resign at the end of this term. So this is his last term as a senator. Formally, he is the governor of Tennessee, the president of the University of Tennessee, and a former U.S. Secretary of Education. Now, the Senate committees he's on are the Committee for Appropriations, the Committee for Energy and Natural Resources, and the Committee of Health, Education, Labor and Pensions, and the Committee on Rules and Administration. His top 5 individual donors. Number 1, Blue Cross Blue Shield. They are a federation of 36 separate U.S. health insurance organizations and companies. It is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. They donated $58,750. Number 2, International Paper. And it's American Pulp and Paper Company, the largest such in the world. And it's based in Memphis, Tennessee. They donated $46,550. Number 3, Community Health or Community Health Systems. They're a Fortune 500 company based in Franklin, Tennessee, and the largest provider of general hospital health care services in the U.S. in terms of number of acute care facilities. They provided 28,850. Number 3 is a company I couldn't find much on, but I'll try to give you what I found. Their name is Hercules Holding, and they're a private holding company based out of Nashville, Tennessee. Told you I couldn't find too much on them. They donated $28,600. And his fifth largest individual donor is Comcast Corporation, a telecommunications conglomerate based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They donated $27,300. I've already told you how I feel about many of these telecommunications companies in the U.S. when I mentioned CenturyLink earlier, so Comcast, same thing. Now, the top 5 industry donors. Number 1 is pharmaceuticals and health products. That industry donated $365,600. Leadership PACs donated $317,215. Health professionals donated $287,400. Securities and investment companies donated $275,000. And real estate companies donated $254,700. Oh, it just gives me chills. It feels wrong. But, like I said, I plan on doing all our members of Congress. Because even though this information is out there, you kind of have to look it up. Not everybody knows it. And I feel it's necessary that people know this. Learn who your politicians are taking money from, who they really think they're indebted to. Again, like I said, I'll try to put the sources in the video when I'm done. Unfortunately, there's just not much I could really pull from. Very few people had information on this kind of thing. But anyway, as always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. It always helps. Even I should do it more often than I do. I do love you all. I appreciate y'all. Even though I may disagree with you on some points. Sometimes. That's alright. We just need to try to be civil in our discussions. But that's it for now. I'll see you all again in the next video. Until then, later.